The Smith & Wesson 22 Victory. I've been really excited about getting a hold of one of these. I was already in the market for a Mark III Ruger, wanting one of the light versions or just looking for something new. I have one of the bull barrels. I've had it for about 20 years, but I really wanted something new and a little bit different. And once the Smith & Wesson 22 Victory came out, I thought this is the gun. Of course, first thing I'm going to do is make sure the gun is unloaded, and it is. It comes with two 10-round magazines. It's stainless steel, very finely finished. I mean, all the edges are just so smooth and rounded. It's just got a really ergonomic feel, not only to the metal, but of course with the polymer grip. And it is a polymer grip here with removable panels. Of course, it is single action, and when you fire it, the whole bolt action comes back like this, and with nice serrations right here. A very well done top rail for your adjustable sight, and then of course the front sight, and they are fiber optic, which makes it perfect for a target pistol. Smith & Wesson says this is an entry-level target 22, but you can change out the barrels for aftermarket barrels. One of the big coups, though, for this pistol and this style of pistol is the ease in disassembly. Now, we'll look at that in a couple of minutes, but it's just so simple to break down. One of the things that the Ruger is definitely not. The Ruger Mark II and Mark III have been notorious for breaking down a very difficult disassembly. Now, one of the cool things about this pistol is the grip. It's just got a really hand-filling grip. I mean, it just rides, it just seems like it fits in the perfect places. When I looked at the grip panels, it did say large, but there weren't other grip panels included. Now, it does have the safety right here, a little bit close. You can get it with your knuckle, which is not too difficult once you get started, and then the slide release right here, which it will hold open on the last round. These are metal, and they are covered in polymer. Then we also have our magazine release, and one of the cool things about this magazine release, which I really like, of course the stainless steel magazines just slide right in and out. It is metal, and this thing just pops those magazines out. Texturing on the grip is very well done, and then of course it has checkering on the back and checkering on the front. So you really feel like you've got a good grip on the pistol, and then of course with the ergonomics. Now, it does have this divot right here to make it fairly easy to get to your magazine release, but yet you're not going to inadvertently hit it. And of course you can see those fiber optic sights. Sights on here are just incredible. Those fiber optics just glow like crazy in the daylight. One of the things though that I want to warn you about, and in some of the shooting sequences you probably noticed that the slide seemed to move, had a lot of movement in the slide, which I was very concerned about, because if there's movement in the slide, there's going to be movement with your sight. Once I broke it down, I tightened down the slide. It was just a little bit loose. I tightened it down, and now it's just completely solid. But even then, I was getting really good accuracy with the slide being a little bit sloppy. The action is really slick and smooth, which you expect with a 22. It is a 5.5-inch bull barrel. It is all stainless steel, and it is crowned, so you don't have to worry about tipping the edge of it. I know that there are already a couple of different sources for aftermarket barrels, but I think even with this barrel, it is really accurate. One of the things, though, that I don't like about the pistol is that it has a magazine disconnect, and that drives me crazy. But it is what it is, and it's a 22. It's not a self-defense pistol, so I'm not really all that upset about it. But it does have that magazine disconnect, and of course the safety here as well. Now we're going to check trigger pull, make sure the gun is unloaded. We'll have to insert the magazine because of the magazine disconnect. The trigger pull has a little bit of take up, and then a really nice crisp snap. There is a trigger stop adjustable right here, a little set screw. I was getting about 3 to 3.5 pounds on the trigger, and really nice reset right there. And it is audible and tactile. The overall length is 9.2 inches. The height is 5.6. And it's 1.1 inches in width. So it's a very narrow, but yet very nice feeling gun. I mean, it has a lot of heft to it. It weighs 36.9 ounces with the magazine. The sights are fully adjustable for windage and elevation, and in fact, when I first got this pistol, the elevation was set really high. We had a little trouble getting on target, couldn't figure it out, and then we just dropped that sight down and it just honed in very well. Now, one of the really cool features is it does come with a Picatinny rail included with the pistol. Right here, you'll notice this is a torque screw, and the torque wrench is not included. It does have a hex wrench to be able to do your disassembly, which we're going to show you in a second. But you just take this little screw out. It's a very short screw, so makes it really quick. Then take your mount, push it back, and it comes right out. If you have your sight screwed down pretty low, this may interfere a little bit, and it fits right down in this groove. And you can see where the sight kind of hooks in right here with this little hook on your, this is polymer. Then we have our Picatinny rail. Just get it into the little slot, move it forward, line up your screw hole, then just tighten it down. Now you're ready to mount your optic. Now, one of the cool things though about this rail is that it has a sight on the back. So if you want to leave this on, you still have sight capabilities with this. Now, it's not fiber optic, but it's definitely doable. Now for disassembly, make sure your magazine's out. Double check to make sure the gun is unloaded. This little bolt right here is your takedown bolt. There is a hex wrench included. Just get it started. You want to make sure when you're reassembling this that you tighten it down well though. Unscrew it. Bring the barrel up and out. Very simple. I mean, that is so easy. And then you can just bring your bolt right out. The firing pin is right here and it's actually resting on a ledge. Just push it forward and bring it out a little bit where it was captured, and then it'll pull right off. And now you're field stripped. And I'll tell you what, guys, that is so easy and so simple, and one of the biggest reasons that this gun is going to be very popular. One thing that I do want to point out though is the ejector right here. It's kind of spot welded, so if you need a new ejector, that could be a little bit of an issue, but to be honest with you, it's pretty substantial, so I don't really see that to be a major problem. Now, to remove the barrel, right here is a little bolt. This is the same one that's for your takedown size. Just unscrew it. It's a set screw. Your barrel comes right out. I mean, how beautiful and simple. Now, one of the things about, I was talking about the slide being loose, it was because this set screw was not tight. Now for reassembly, bring in your firing pin. We're going to rest it back on that little ledge. Just like so. Re-enter your bolt. Snap it. And then re-enter this bolt. I would get this good and tight. And now you're ready for the range. I want to give a big thank you to Federal Premium for supplying these CCI mini mags. And we shot about 500 rounds through here, and this really came in handy. Good quality stuff. Dead on.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Smith & Wesson 22 Victory price is also an advantage. This runs, manufacturer suggested retail is $409. I saw it on Gunbroker for $329. That was my lowest buy it now price that I found. So I really expect for you to find this around the $350 mark or thereabout. Of course, right now, while they're new, you know, they're going to be a little bit scarce as they come onto the market. People are going to be buying them up. But once this settles down, I really see that you can buy this for around the $325 to $350 range for a stainless steel pistol, which is excellent. Now they do come with a threaded barrel version, runs just a little bit more, and then they come with an all camo version. It's pretty cool. I've had nothing but fun with this Smith & Wesson 22. I mean, it's dead on. It feeds whatever you put through it. With the mount, the sights are just great. I mean, this black silhouette with the fiber optic, it worked out well. I originally had planned to put a Trijicon RMR on here and try it out, but came across the Vortex Spark first, had the quick detach mount, put it on there, and it was fantastic. The ergonomics of this pistol, the reliability, the accuracy, everything that I love is on this pistol. I do have a couple of things though that I do have as far as a couple of negatives. One of the things was this whole slide area, this assembly on top was loose from the factory, and that really concerned me. It was an easy fix, but still I was really concerned about that, with it being that sloppy with the accuracy, even though I got great accuracy anyway. So the other thing that really kind of bugged me a little bit was the back sight. The rear sight was jacked way up. So we were shooting super high, and you know, we couldn't figure it out at first. We brought the sight down, and it was perfect. So those are the only things, and they're very easily fixed. So the pistol is just excellent, and of course with a new pistol and them getting them out to the market, sometimes those things happen. But Smith & Wesson always has great quality. Their customer service is great, and they have a lifetime guarantee on their stuff. Made in the USA. I mean, what else can you ask for? So the Smith & Wesson SW22 Victory is just a fantastic pistol, and I'm going to have to give it a big thumbs way up. But of course you guys already knew I was going to give it a thumbs up, because if I review it, I like it. If I don't like it, I send it back. There's just too much good stuff out there to bother with the crap. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. You just push the mount back. Well, there you go. This is this whole upper single part. And it worked great on this little rifle. And it worked. And I'm going to have to give it a big. Of course, my amazing shots, my camera's off. Go figure. That barrel's thicker than my cigar.